Hey everyone, I am and yeah, so last stream I did not introduce what this mod is about. And so that's what I'm going to do. This mod is for a mod pack I'm making. I fell in love with this mod called TFC. I really like the survival experience that it provides. I just think it's cool that it's like realistic, but like overhauls the regular Minecraft survival in a way that just like you have to do a lot more than you typically would for normal vanilla gameplay. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. I've been working on a mod pack that I'm not entirely sure yet what the theme is, but I do want to make the ultimate survival experience. And so I decided to make a mod that has those things I can't find or that I don't like the way that other mods implement it into this mod pack. And so yeah, that's the purpose of this mod. I've added so far some obsidian tools. I've done a lot of research. And so how it actually works in real life is that to make an obsidian tool, you have to find a piece of obsidian and then you get some like hammerstone. It's like a very dense rock. I just simplify as like any rock, because I'm not going to get every single specification, thing that like finding like dense rocks is going to be a lot harder. So I felt that was a good choice. But yeah, anyway, in real life, let's see. Yeah, in real life, you have a hammerstone, and so you kind of like you do strategic hits on a piece of obsidian, and these strategic hits, you hit them in a certain way so that the obsidian will like crack and kind of shape off in a certain way. This is, the shaping process, making sure that like let's say you're making an arrowhead, you need to make sure that like it's not too thick, so you kind of want to shave off a lot of that thickness and shape it and all that. And then what they typically do is they get I don't know what they call it, but in my mod pack I'm calling these antler chisel. And so what you get these from antlers, you cut them off. I've seen with a saw. In this mod pack I'm letting you use saws and knives, especially since early game you're not going to have access to these saws. I do want to make it take more durability for knives than saws. Currently they take the same amount of damage, but like I just feel like if you get some knife, it's going to wear that knife, like some stone knife, it's going to wear that knife out a lot more than a freaking saw. Like maybe it'll like at least take like half the durability or something. Like that's a lot of that. You're going through dense bone, dude. Like that takes a lot of work. But yeah, so yeah, you chop it off, you get the antler prongs. I've heard that they did tines too, but I think, I don't really think that the branches, that's what they are. They're like the sub branches of the antler thing. They stem off from the main stem of the antler. And so, yeah, I just simplified it to a prong. It's just like the end of it, like the tip. It's not exactly a tip, it's like the whole length. So there's actually like something there. Let me see if I can get you guys an example. Antler, yeah. So that's an antler tine, I think. Wow, there's some terrible examples. Okay. Yeah, so those things on the end are antler prongs. I see that in here they did use them as handles. I mean, they'll probably be a lot better than a stick, But yeah, so that's what based on my research, what they normally do is they get some antler prong and they like kind of like rub the end against a rock to like kind of smooth it out, or like, I don't know, like that's kind of like a part that it's like a softer hammer almost, you know. This is like the antler chisel will act as a soft hammer, but also chiseling away on the tip for details. And same with the hammerstone is just like the hard, you know, hard hammer. It's used for getting big pieces off, and this is for finer detail here. And so yeah, so I found a lot, you know, hammerstones, depending on the material they're using, you know, they can have different lifespan. And so, like, I've gathered this data here, but right now, in this step of the process, I'm just simplifying. It's like you use any rock, it's going to have like the median durability of these different qualities of hammerstones, but maybe in the future, I'll add like just like depending on what you make it with will determine how strong it is. So let me know, guys, if you do want to see that implemented. So yeah, so antler chisels also depend on a lot of factors. I just took I think it was either the average or the median. But for that, you know, because like, I don't think I'm going to expand upon that. That is just, I feel like it'll just get too complicated, especially like with weathering factors and if rodents have been chewing on it. Like, I'm very new to modding, and so I don't think I have those technical expertise yet to even make something like that. I've been mostly just like relying on seeing how other people make mods. And so since this is a mod of a mod, you know, TerraFirmaCraft, I've had to learn how to even do that. I had no idea how to do it. Like I looked it up and like no one makes a video on it. It's like crazy. But yeah, so let me give you the rundown. So pretty much what you do is you go to your project and there's this folder where in here, and you have a mods.toml file, and here down here you just kind of list what kind of mods you want as this dependency thing. With this plugin I have for IntelliJ, it gives a lot of examples, you know, so like it's pretty helpful, especially for a beginner like me. But yeah, that's pretty much how you do it there. And special stuff like this confused me for a while, but literally it is just all located in like these are just properties that you define. I think yeah, in Gradle properties, like you just define some variables here, and so that's just like how you reference things. You know, so you set some variables in here, and so like I made TFC version, you know, and stuff, and there's tutorials and stuff how to get like this version. I'm using Maven and some other repository stuff, but yeah, you have to like set this whole system. Let me show you. Okay, where are you, buddy? There. Yeah, so like, you know, this just is a place where you get the mods, you know, and technically this isn't required if you have a dependency. At least that's what I've learned. It's just if you want to have mods running with your mod while developing this, you need to define this. And then down here, you just do this stuff. And yeah, this is how you add all the mods that you want. Yeah, I'm not going to go very much in depth with it, but that's basically how you do it. And yeah, so today I was hoping to make some textures for the items I've made. I just only like copied off the textures from what TFC provides. And so, they just look like stone. Like, yeah, it's just stone, dude. So I've already made a little bit progress the last stream. Like, not here. I believe it was actually for the tool heads. I'm considering changing this to a tool head because it can be a little confusing. But my naming scheme is like dull obsidian axe item. It's like each step out of the file structure is like adding on to it, like technically we all assume that's an item, and so it just builds on itself, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I've made dull obsidian and dull obsidian axe heads. So yeah, so when you get the hammer stone and you kind of just make a general shape like how it was done here. And so with the antler chisel, you do do the finer details and like sharpen it, sort of. Like obsidian's already very, very sharp, but like this is kind of giving it direction of where to be sharp. And so you could end up with something like this from that to there, so I thought it was pretty important to include that step in the process. And yeah, so these aren't final textures, but I feel like they're at least distinctive of what item this is, like what is it made of. I also plan on adding chert and flint variants of these tools with different properties. Like, for example, flint is pretty dang strong. It's used for foundations sometimes because it's so strong, but obviously it has its drawbacks. Like, for example, obsidian, it's very, very like insanely sharp, but it's also very brittle. And so like it's like a kind of like a one use sort of deal. Like if you make a javelin out of it, you throw that javelin, it's just done, dude. You're not getting that back. It's like it pretty much just shatters on impact. But yeah, but it's very, very effective at what it does. And so when you throw it, and like if you hit like a piece of armor, it's just going to shatter because it's just glass, like obsidian's a glass, so it will just shatter. But it's very good for like soft things like flesh. And so yeah, so obsidian, I've made I made it into a tier right here. It's the obsidian tier. And so pretty much how it's going to be is that this is going to be between steel and black steel tiers, just in terms of progression, but the durability is going to be very bad. This is like 30% of what stone or igneous intrusive stones are, which is like 18. I don't know, 18 durability, I think, which I guess isn't super accurate for things like a javelin or something, but like from a game balance standpoint, like who's going to use like I don't think obsidian is going to be super common. Like obviously I didn't do a lot of research into that aspect of like how common it is, but I do plan on doing that when I implement loose obsidian rocks into the world generation.